One of the leaders guiding us through this unprecedented health crisis is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. He's received national praise for his handling of the coronavirus pandemic. The governor's calming presence is helping the state cope with these uncertain times. Governor Beshear is joining us from Frankfort. Governor, thank you for taking a few moments to talk with us.
Thanks for having me, and we're going to get through this, and we're going to get through it together.
It's good to hear you say that. Your daily updates where you do say that are now affectionately deemed Afternoons with Andy by some. And Governor, through those talks, you've been able to take early and swift action to curb the virus. What do you think has been key for Kentucky's response?
Well, Kentucky is doing better than other states, certainly, in what we call flattening the curve. But that's a phrase that basically means that we are reducing the spread of the virus, which is protecting people's lives. You know, part of it is we took swift action. I declared a state of emergency on our very first positive test. But the real heroes out there are all of your viewers that are watching, that have followed the guidance, that have stayed healthy at home, that have reduced their contacts, many of which have sacrificed, whether that was their employment or their small business. The reason that we are doing as well as we are, even though we are suffering loss, is because of the sacrifice of Kentuckians all over this state, and I am so proud to be their governor.
And as you said, you assure us daily, we will get through this together. Now, when we finally do, is there any indication as to what kind of financial hit the state will be taking? You had plans when we talked last about reinvesting in education, pensions, and Medicaid. Is that still a possibility?
You know, when I ran for governor, where I wanted to take this state was to increase educational opportunity and to increase opportunity for everyone out there, whether that was starting their own small business or expanding. The coronavirus has changed everything for all of us. One thing it's done is it's taken away all the divisions that are out there. We are one united Kentucky, and hopefully we're one united America against this coronavirus. What we know is the very first thing we have got to do is get through this. The lives of so many people are on the line, and one of our models say the difference between strict and poor compliance with social distancing could be 11,000 people that we love and care about in this Commonwealth. So we got to be resilient. And we got to make sure we take however much time it takes to defeat this adversary. Remember, we're not talking about years. We're talking about some period of months. The greatest generation had to go at their adversary for years without knowing if they were going to win. We know that we'll get through this. We've just got to be resilient to get through it. And yes, it is going to have a significant effect. It already has on our economy. But if we can defeat the coronavirus, we can rebuild this economy, and we're going to do it. We're going to come out strong. We're going to build a healthy, prosperous Kentucky. I know we can do it because I see what we're doing right now.
Governor, we always appreciate your optimistic outlook. Speaking of that, it is Good Friday, and this weekend, many Easter traditions will have to be set aside by families. What is your message to Kentuckians during what is normally a time of celebration?
Well, happy Good Friday to everybody that's out there. This is a special day, and Easter is an incredibly important day to my family. My son was supposed to get baptized this Sunday at his church, and now he's going to have to wait. Not being in church this Sunday is a sacrifice that I appreciate everybody out there making. But I think not being physically in church is an act of faith that we are all showing as well. You know, the two most important commandments in the gospel, according to Jesus, were that love thy God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Being physically in church this weekend would spread the coronavirus to our neighbors and would put their lives in jeopardy. So I believe that we are living out that gospel and those commandments by what we're doing this year. We're protecting each other. So to everybody out there, thank you for your sacrifice. It's absolutely necessary, but you're protecting each other.
Governor, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with us here to reach our Western Kentucky viewers. We certainly appreciate everything you're doing across the Bluegrass during this trying time. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, I just want to say to everybody out there, remember, our compassion and our kindness are going to help us get through this. We all feel anxiety. We all feel fear. I do too. But let's remember that everybody else out there is feeling it as well. And that our job, whether it's in state government or everybody else, is to do the best we can every day to not spread this virus and to stay emotionally and physically and intellectually healthy. Make sure when you see people, ask them how they're doing. And the truth is, none of us are doing great. And all of us are struggling at different periods of time. But we are struggling together. One Commonwealth, together, doing our duty to defeat this coronavirus, and we're going to do it together.
Such an honest answer there. We're all doing okay. Governor, thank you again for your time. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.